announced a new athletic director earlier this year. Warde Manuel officially took over March 14th, and it has been, I would guess, a whirlwind. He got his old number from one of his old teammates, Jim Harbaugh. Welcome back to the booth, and Warde Manuel joins us now, the athletic director. And I asked this of Jim Harbaugh when you first took over at the press conference. I said, this may sound a little corny, but are you proud of him? And he said, that's not corny at all. Absolutely, I'm proud of him. I would ask you the same thing for your head coach. Are you proud of what he's been able to do so far in his short period here?
Absolutely. I loved when he was hired. Loved what he and the team and the coaching staff did last year. Very proud of him. But as I was telling somebody earlier today, I've watched his career over the years when he was starting at Stanford in particular and then in the 49ers, and I've always been proud of him. And we always have, I think, a deep, abiding pride of all the guys who have come back. I'm sitting next to someone else that I was proud to watch and proud to see what he did professionally, proud to see what he's doing now. So, we have that family, and it means a lot.
Warde, you talk about the family and the pride that we have in coming back to Michigan. What did it mean for you to finally sit in that chair and be back here in Ann Arbor?
Yeah, it means a lot, and to be back here is something that I've thought a lot about over the career, never knowing I would come back. But it takes a lot of pride to be back here and love to be a part of it and be good.
Well, I thought your speech when you took over, when you were announced, was fantastic. You thanked the good folks at UConn. You mentioned a number of different coaches, and you've been busy. I mean, you went to the NCAA tournament for Red Berenson and the hockey team. You were in Dayton for the play-in game, and then we saw you in Brooklyn for John Beilein and the Wolverines against Notre Dame. Have you had a chance to settle in and kind of, plant some roots here, if you will?
Not really, not yet. I mean, my wife came in today, and she got in this morning. She's been already house hunting. I'm going out with her and our real estate agent tomorrow with the option of sort of making a decision. I don't think I have much option, but she's making that illusion, make me feel pretty good about that illusion that I'll have some say. But I'm settling in the department and really having a good opportunity to get to know the staff and the coaches and to meet the student athletes and get a chance to talk to them. And it's really been good from that standpoint.
Did you recognize John Jansen when you first saw him? He's lost a ton of weight, about 60 pounds.
I know. I got to get on his program. I was doing much better when I was on radio with Jim and and Dan. I mean, I felt better about myself now. I got to come over here with him.
Hey, you talk about, being home and the challenges of moving here. You got to find a home and all those things. What are some of the challenges that you see coming in the next year or even just the next 6 months? I know we're switching over to Nike.
Right.
And I'll finish. I'll ask you that one first, and then the last one I want to ask you is what challenges do you see ahead of getting Notre Dame back on the schedule?
Well, the Nike one is a much easier question. Thank you for giving me that one first. August 1st officially will become a Nike school again. We're very proud of what Adidas has done for us over the years. And looking forward to August 1st when we become a Nike school. And we'll I don't know all the elements of the celebration and announcement, but learning a little bit here and there, and then I'll learn a lot more as we get closer what the staff is doing and what Nike is doing with that. On the Notre Dame piece, I mean, I'm very open, to that, to bringing back that rivalry again and playing them. I think, I know in my 4 years, I think in your 4 years, we played them
twice.
Yeah, and so. For me, I think it's a rivalry that is good for the game of football. It's good for Michigan, good for Notre Dame, and one that we'll see. We'll work at. We'll have conversation. And Jack Swarbrick and I have known each other for a while, and look forward to seeing if there's something we can do in the future.
You've obviously started your Michigan student athletic career as a football player, and then went to track. What was your take on the football play in the first half? And you've been at some practices, I would guess, to take a look at the different bodies that Jim Harbaugh has brought in and that they've formed. It's much more Michigan-like than it was a few years ago, don't you think?
It is, yeah. I mean, I've been at a couple of practices and really toward the end and met some of the team. Jim asked me to speak and say a few words to the team, which was great. Got a chance to do that and meet some of the guys. Nowadays, I can't speak for John. I know in my day, we didn't come in looking like we were ready to play.
Not at all. We showed a picture earlier. I looked like I was 4 years old.
Right, exactly. I mean, I was all, out of shape a little bit and not ready to walk in. I mean, these kids walk in and they're muscular. They've been working out. I mean, they really do train well. And so to see the kids they're bringing in, to see the quality of the kids that they're bringing in is pretty special. So.
Well, and you talk about the kids when they come in, they're training differently, they're eating differently, and in terms of what they're doing on the practice field, how much do you see like Michigan going down to the IMG facilities, Michigan holding coaching clinics, the clinics that they're going to have this summer, the practices and the satellite camps? Jim Harbaugh is trying to spread the word of football, and not necessarily just the word of football, but it's a trickle-down effect. What we do here at Michigan, the coaches want to emulate and simulate, and in terms of how much impact do you see that he has on high school coaches and the way that they are coaching younger players that we're then again trying to recruit?
Yeah, I think it makes a significant impact, and I think some of the creativity that Jim's bringing to the recruiting trail, some of the creativity he's bringing to the training and what our student athletes are doing are extremely positive. And I think as you've seen things die down a little bit, other coaches are really looking at it for what it is. It's some quality ideas, some things that really help a football team develop. I just enjoy it in what he's doing to elevate the game. So the summer camps and the summer swarm and the things that he's doing to really help kids develop their talent, I think it gets them exciting. It gets them to develop. It gets us an opportunity to take a look at them. It exposes them to more than just the coaches in that region. I think, that's good for those kids. It's good for us, and it's a win-win in many ways. And so I like the ideas that he's bringing. We'll see how well those are liked around the country as different rules try to be developed, and hopefully calmer minds will prevail and really see it for what the benefit that it brings to both.
When the phone rings, especially with caller ID now, and it says Jim Harbaugh, do you look at it and say, what now? What could this possibly be?
No, not yet. I mean, it's, we've had great conversations, man. I look forward to working with him. It's really been extremely positive from my side, and I enjoy working with Jim. And we haven't, and I don't anticipate ever getting to that point. I mean, what better way? I'd rather have my coaches. It's better when I've learned as an AD, it's better when your coaches want to talk to you than when they don't want to talk to you. And so I'll never look at a phone and have that thought. It's all to try to help him, our other coaches, our other programs be very successful, and in any way I can help, they know I'm going to be there for them.
Well, it's interesting because you made some significant hires at UConn. Kevin Ollie, for example, won a national championship. Here, it's a little bit more stable. With Harbaugh already here, John Beilein, Kim Barnes-Arico, Red Berenson, Eric Bakich, Coach Hutch, who you talked about when you first took the job. How has that changed your direction and your maybe what your priorities and what you're supposed to do in your office?
Well, I really love the stability. I mean, it's I'm not I need to hire my coach kind of AD. I mean, I love stability. I love that history. I was here working with them before, some of them, and now working with other coaches. I'm not coming in looking to change for change's sake. I mean, I think you have success. You have great coaches here. We have great student athletes, great staff, and I'm just trying to evaluate, understand where everything is right now, any tweaks and changes I'm going to make down the line. But ultimately, the stability is great for me. It allows me to free up to really get to know people well, to be able to make decisions without having to be rushed into them because of instability.
We know a lot of people are tugging at your time. We appreciate it very much. It's great to have you home.
No, this is awesome. It's great to be back. Thanks to everyone.
I feel really small, by the way. Not that I didn't already, but 2 offensive linemen, you can only imagine. Warde Manuel joining us here on Big Ten Network.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.